home affordability, high interest rates, and higher home prices all the way around. Now, yes, things are softening. We're seeing houses that are sitting on the market a little bit longer, but I'm going to circle back to seller paid closing costs, seller concessions. It is more important than it ever has been over the last 40 years that we negotiate the seller credit. So we know that seller credits can help buy down that permanent interest rate or even do some temporary buy downs. And that is way better than negotiating a lower price for the home with no closing costs. We can use those closing costs to help make that payment in affordability range, maybe even push that buyer's pre-approval up just a little bit, get them about $30,000 more in buying power, and get the same monthly payment in their same goals and get them more home than what they might have been able to get without the seller credit. I'm adding a little cheat sheet here. So different loan programs will allow for different percentage amounts of the sales price to go towards a seller credit. For example, FHA, 6% across the board, no matter what. You can always get up to 6% max seller concessions, not to exceed the actual closing costs. So if 6% is more than what the actual closing costs are, then that money would go back to the seller. So you don't want to negotiate too much. This is where you've got to work with your lender, and don't just get a pre-approval letter from a lender. You need to get all the details of how to write that offer that's going to be best to meet your client's goals. I just saw a stat. One of the number 2 reason why somebody backs out of a property, just because of one, the first one's home inspection, but number 2 is the affordability and the monthly payment. And that's a lot of times because they're working with the wrong lender and they didn't get the information that they needed on how to make that offer to make that payment into that affordability and comfort range where they're comfortable with moving forward. So I'm Jenay Bowen. We do our loan consultations 100% in detail, asking all of these questions so we can give them back to you and you know exactly what they want to be at as far as the budget and what needs to be negotiated, if any seller paid closing cost or not, so you have less back out at the end of the day. Give me a call at 469-359-7213. I'd love to help.